Ari Aster has rapidly become one of my top favorite auteurs in the world of cinema, especially when it comes to horror. With two masterpieces under his belt, Midsommar and Hereditary, he's managed to redefine modern horror and set a new standard of excellence. These films have not only enjoyed immense success, but have also been highly influential, leading to a surge in psychological horror productions. After 4 years since his last movie, Aster has returned to our screens with something entirely different, showcasing his exceptional directorial prowess once again. This time, it's his latest film, Beau Is Afraid. Starring Joaquin Phoenix, the story revolves around a man who needs to reach his mother's house and, at the same time, desperately needs to find his own path. Clocking in at 3 hours, the film is an epic journey. I enjoyed Beau Is Afraid quite a lot, but I must admit that it didn't necessarily need to be 3 hours long. While I appreciate Aster's ability to transform a simple premise into an epic odyssey, the film could have been a bit more trimmed down. However, the richness of detail in every scene and location is remarkable. The breathtaking production design makes it worth watching on an IMAX screen, even if it seems like an unlikely choice for such a release. Despite much of the content being horrifying, the film is undeniably visually stunning. One particular scene that stands out involves animation, green screen, and a mix of textures, creating an otherworldly feel that reminds me of the ballet sequence in The Red Shoes. The seamless blending of styles never feels forced or arbitrary, making it a true spectacle and a favorite for many viewers. It's worth mentioning that Beau Is Afraid is probably the most anxiety-inducing film I've watched since Climax. Whether it was the cold brew I had beforehand, or the film's accurate portrayal of anxiety, the experience was far from enjoyable. The story depicts a world where everything is a threat and privacy is non-existent, making Beau's life utterly miserable. Yet, the film succeeds in balancing this misery with a strong sense of humor, which is essential to its overall appeal. The film's effectiveness largely relies on its humor, and it wouldn't be as impactful without it. In the first 30 minutes, we see a series of unfortunate events unfold, growing worse and worse. The comedy is simple yet clever, with the delivery of lines being key to its success. It's interesting to have Joaquin Phoenix in the lead role, as it's somewhat reminiscent of a more humorous take on his character in Joker. The humor in Beau Is Afraid works precisely because it avoids self-awareness. If Beau ever acknowledged his terrible circumstances, it would shatter the nightmarish atmosphere that the film so expertly creates. Although it may feel like Ari Aster's therapy session, the movie does seem to lack a human element. Comparing Beau to characters like Danny or Annie from Midsommar and Hereditary, he appears to be the least developed protagonist in Aster's repertoire. However, it's this particular story that resonated with me on a personal level more than his previous works. Joaquin Phoenix deserves credit for portraying Beau, a simple character who is constantly thrown into challenging situations. Despite facing adversity throughout the film, Phoenix manages to find a range of emotions within his character, resulting in a captivating performance. But the true standout in Beau Is Afraid is Patty LuPone, who steals the show with her phenomenal performance, which I won't spoil here. Beau Is Afraid combines everything one might fear with the release of pent-up aggression, creating a satisfying yet unsettling atmosphere. Additionally, I believe Kylie Rogers deserves more recognition for her portrayal of an unhinged teenage girl. Her performance is both funny and unnerving, and her presence adds an unpredictable element that keeps the audience on edge. The film is divided into 4 distinct sections, each marked by a cut to black after Beau hurts himself. As the viewer, you're required to adjust to each new world, immersing yourself in the bizarre scenarios that follow. However, this can be a double-edged sword. When the movie doesn't fully captivate you, it can be an eye-rolling experience. Beau Is Afraid relies heavily on the audience's willingness to accept its nightmare logic, which can be both its greatest strength and its biggest weakness. Despite this, I appreciate the film's unconventional structure, which avoids predictability and keeps viewers guessing. Ari Aster has crafted 2 highly influential movies that could have easily followed a more formulaic approach. Instead, Beau Is Afraid is presented with grandiosity and unwavering commitment to its vision. This determination is also evident in the film's humor and atmosphere. Psychological horror movies like this one work best when they fully commit to their premise, even if it occasionally results in some eye-rolling. Beau Is Afraid can certainly be viewed as a puzzle movie that seems to demand an ending-explained video. It has an elusive quality that makes you feel like there's something clever hidden within the frames. This is similar to the experience of watching Hereditary and Midsommar. However, with Beau Is Afraid, if you don't get it, it may be because you're focusing too much on the clues and Easter eggs rather than simply giving in to the film's intentions. While there are undoubtedly scenes that feel overlong and not as effective as others, at its core, Beau Is Afraid is a relatively simple film about anxious attachment styles and the fear of letting people into your life due to your upbringing. Although a 3-hour film might not have been necessary to convey this message, there's something to be said for Ari Aster using his influence to create a bold and stylistic fantasy epic about visiting your mom's house and being unable to let go. By presenting these relatable experiences in a realistic yet exaggerated manner, the film offers a sense of catharsis for the audience. While Beau Is Afraid may not be a perfect movie, it's an enjoyable experience that further establishes Ari Aster as one of the most intriguing filmmakers working today. Some aspects of the film may resonate more over time, while others might not. Regardless, it's a movie that demands respect and is likely to leave a lasting impression. Thank you for watching, and be sure to check out Beau Is Afraid and form your own opinion. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Screen Saga for more insightful movie reviews and discussions. See you in the next one.